Hello, everyone. My name is Paul Turner from the Industrial Commissioning Association. Today, we've got an exciting announcement from Rev1 Energy. I'm joined here today by Ricky and Andrew. How are you guys doing today?
Well, thanks for having us.
Yeah, doing good, Paul. Thank you.
Great. I've seen some posts online. You guys have been working on TrackerCheck for some time here, and I've seen some indications on a new revision 5 that's coming out. Ricky, can you tell us what you've been working on and what are some of the differences between Rev 4 and Rev 5?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first of all, thanks a lot for having us on, and it's been a tremendous undertaking. Version 5 of TrackerCheck. It's been a long time coming, and we're really excited for the release. But basically, we wanted to take version 4, which was a great foundation, and actually make a step change and focus on using the data in the system, not just collecting the data in a database, but once you collect the data, what can you do with it? And that's kind of the impotence behind version 5 is the database is the database, but we want to be able to use your data to make it more useful for you and help you make better decisions.
The sophisticated nature of some of these software systems is getting quite advanced, and I know they can really help projects. I know that some of the software systems that are out there are starting to incorporate artificial intelligence features. It seems to be quite trendy, and everybody's incorporating AI. I think you can even get an AI toaster. But why should people be concerned about AI? How does it actually help projects? How does it actually help project teams complete their projects rather than just all the buzzwords that we hear? What are your thoughts, Andrew?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I had the exact same questions. And as we studied it more, AI is kind of a misnomer. It's not actually intelligent until you give it a lot of data. So if you're giving it good data, it can do a lot of good things with it. So that's where we started. We also have a responsibility to our clients to keep the data secure. So we chose a model that was both secure and intuitive. And we're using the Microsoft software system, their suite, their Copilot, their Open Azure with their predictive analytics and whatnot. So what that does is takes all of your data, looks at it over the history of time, and can give you predictive results and tell you where you've gone wrong in the past and give you estimations on completion times. So you're no longer trying to calculate this yourself, and schedulers still do their job. They're still predicting the end of the project. But what this does for you is take past knowledge, past experienced, the actual completion times of ITRs, feeds that in and gives you a estimated completion date, or even predicts problems you're going to have because you're using a certain type of motor, that type of deal. So it takes what companies already do with their lessons learned after projects. That group gets together, they have a couple of weeks of coming up with lessons learned, they document it, they put it in a file, and then they store it. This takes all that data and makes it active. So as you're working your project, it can be looking back on the data and tell you where you might be having roadblocks. But it all starts with good data. And that goes back to what Ricky was saying with, and we all know the term GIGO, garbage in, garbage out. So if you're not collecting good data, good actionable data, you're not going to get good results. So stepping off the AI question, we're actually coming up with a golden project data schema to help feed that AI model. So we're telling you best practice, here's the data you should be collecting so you can make the use of our system and the AI that's built into it. So.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
That's for sure. A lot of projects, and we've probably been on projects like that where they've done the lessons learned exercise, but it's often a struggle for project teams to actually apply those lessons learned on next project. So this is definitely best practices to close that feedback loop and bring some of those lessons learned into future projects. So then when we are using these smarter systems and we are having smarter data, what sort of things is that going to enable us to do, Ricky? How can this actually help project teams complete their projects?
Yeah, I think that's the really exciting thing is we continue to work with clients and develop their data, data database with all of this data accumulated over time, we can actually help to start provide predictive analytics and use these lessons learned as iterative experiences and say, well, on the previous jobs, this is what happened, but we're looking forward 2, 3, 4 weeks at a time. This equipment happens to be late usually, or this piece of equipment seems to have a lot of punch list items that come with it. We recommend at the fat test doing this, or we can provide a lot of analytics up front to help companies and stakeholders plan better. And at the end of the day, that's really what we're trying to use AI and all this advanced analytics for, is better planning, which yields better projects and smoother projects. And that's our entire thesis for the whole company, is that we help your projects run smoother. And that's the underlying foundation of everything we do here.
And that's also one of the things we do when we bring on a new client, is we try to help you bring in your past data into our system. So we're working with Microsoft using their Fabric infrastructure to be able to bring in clients' past data. AI is useless unless it's looking at and using data. So rather than just starting fresh with us, we'd like to pull in all your existing data so we can learn from that and get a jump start on making the projects better for you. So.
And that's a challenge for sure, Andrew, that I hear from lots of people working on projects, is they've been using a system maybe from 10 or 20 years ago, or they've still been using spreadsheets, and it's tough to make that leap to a better system for just how their processes are already running, or software approvals, expenses, those sorts of things. So what's your best advice, or how can we help some of the project teams that are maybe still using spreadsheets or old software? How can they make that leap, or how do you make that transition to these better systems simpler and easier, so that we can help project teams leverage the power of these systems?
Right. No, that's the start off question we have with every client too, is where's your data at? And so that's kind of the starting question. So if your data is in spreadsheets, it's actually extremely simple to get the data into our system, because we use spreadsheets as the primary data loading method anyways. So it's more just configuring those spreadsheets to match our templates, and then you just pull the data in and you're off and running. So pretty much all projects, the engineering deliverables they give you are spreadsheets. So we know that, and that's what we based our primary data input method for the software. It's spreadsheets. So if you're a spreadsheet person, awesome, you're going to love our system. If your data is with other CMS software and it's coming out of a database, a lot of those still can export to spreadsheets. They also have APIs, so we can actually directly tie and pull it over. But the beauty of it is you have our team to help you do that. So we'll figure out what's the most efficient method to get the data over, configured, and into our system, and just work with you on that transition. That's kind of step one of our process, is that open dialogue, that first conversation. So.
Yeah, that's a good point to make, Drew. And just to add to that is that even though we have our own software and we have a software division, the overall company of Rev1 is a commissioning services organization. So we bring 25 years plus of experience on the practical execution side, not just software. So, we have a lot of competitors that just do software and they don't have that extra foundation of understanding what commissioning is all about. And, we live in it every day. So it's important, I think.
Yeah, we're a commissioning company first, and we actually built the software for ourselves back in 2007. We just found it extremely useful, and people that worked on our projects were asking if they could use it on their projects. So what was it, 2016, we went commercial with it, Ricky, and started offering it as a service. So, but yeah, we started off just helping ourselves in the commissioning industry with our own software. So.
Yeah, I think that's important to help project teams make that transition, where they've been using some of these systems for a period of time, and you maybe just get that sense of comfort. But I really do think that the world is going to be changing here even faster with some of the technology that's coming up and the AI capabilities, and those systems really aren't going to keep up with the information overload that exists on projects. So it's essential in my mind to be using systems like this to be able to plan and execute commissioning on our projects.
Yeah.
Cool.
Some of our clients are doing some incredible things with data analytics, using our software, pulling data in from our software into their, Power BI environment and creating these incredible reports. So the opportunity is there. I think it's just a matter of, helping clients understand that they can use a software that's rapid implementation, rapid offboarding, but this should be a tool that helps you do your job better, not something that you have to figure out and learn.
That's a good point too. What would you say to someone that's working on projects and they're already swamped, they're already overwhelmed, they have enough on their plate, they can't even imagine trying to transition to a new system because they're just fully overwhelmed with their current project? What would you say to them to help them make this transition easier to some of these better systems?
I would say give it a try, because I think what you'll find is that it's not as onerous and challenging as it seems, and we've got the infrastructure around to help everybody, whether they're seasoned veterans using CMS software or somebody that's never even seen a CMS software before. We've got people in our organization that we can help design and implement something for them. And the training and walkthroughs and everything that are built into the system, that's going to help them tremendously in getting up to speed on how to use something like that. It's going to make their life 100 times easier in the long run. So a little bit of upfront time it takes to get it up and running, I think it'll pay dividends in the long run.
For sure.
So if someone wanted to check out your new revision 5 of TrackerCheck, where can they go to learn more about the system?
Yeah, I think that's probably one of the most exciting things, at least from my standpoint, is traditionally when you wanted to use a software like this, you're going to have to go reach out to the company. You'll have to request a demonstration. They'll do the demonstration, then you get a quote. We were tired of all that. So what we did was actually create a completely automated sign-up process from our website. So all you have to do is go to trackertechnologies.co. You can go in, you can pick your license, you can pick your add-ons, and then all you do is fill out your information. You get a 2-week free trial. If you like it, it automatically bills you. If you don't like it, you just cancel and off we go.
That's definitely removes the friction to help people check these systems out and see how they can see firsthand getting their hands on the systems and seeing how they work and seeing how they can help their project. So definitely sounds like a good idea. So definitely exciting times. The technology is getting more and more powerful, and I think over the next few years, it's going to increase even more that these systems are essential to completing projects. So I definitely wouldn't want any projects to get left behind by not using these systems. So definitely check it out if you're interested. So I want to thank you, Ricky and Andrew, for telling us about TrackerCheck Rev 5. It definitely sounds interesting, and it's definitely worth checking out. And I want to thank everyone else for joining. I appreciate your time, and have a great day and stay safe.
Thanks, Paul.
Thank you very much, Paul. Appreciate it.